We've been here so many times, and you still stand in awe at the size of this place. We're at AT&T Stadium. Welcome to Arlington, Texas. Up next, it's our main event between the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys.
Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
Ball teed up. Brandon Aubrey out for the kick. And off we go from Dallas. Fields this one at the 3. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
First down 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. Kyler starting off with the throw. And he nearly gave it away to start this game. Almost an interception, but instead, a gift. They get it back for 2nd down.
Those windows over the middle, the congestion, just the mass of people. If you're not on time and on target, you're not going to find a completion, especially on that down and distance.
Not the way you want to start your game, but the pick was dropped, so the opening drive continuing now with 2nd down. They'll run it here. It's James Conner. Nothing doing on 2nd. They get to him behind the line. Now it's going to be 3rd and longer. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up. And, partner, I think we just got to look at what's going to be one of their biggest challenges in this one, operating quick enough to neutralize that pass rush.
That's right. And I know it's very, very early, obviously, the opening drive, but hits like that compound. That's why defenses stress it each and every week to get after the quarterback, because hits like that can have an effect throughout.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return.
At their own 40-yard line.
To the line come the Cowboys. Good starting spot here. 1st and 10.
Yeah! Here we go. Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54. Wide.
Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Another run for Williams. And they find them after just a yard. It's 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
Yeah! At 47! 26!
3rd and long. They're going to throw. And he's caught. He's got Lamb. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that's good for a Dallas 1st down. All right. Now things starting to pick up a little bit after a slow start, Brock. Last things fans want to see is a couple of uninspiring drives to begin a game.
Yep, they get the first and generate just a little excitement that we could see maybe our first touchdown here, or at least avoid another quick punt.
1st down, here's Dak. Knocked away, that's going to be incomplete. Defender there, that brings up 2nd down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as it begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10.
Yeah! Here we go! I take 48! Here we go, 47. Here we go, kill! 26.
Throwing again is Dak. Chased out to his right. Up for big yards on the right side. And he stopped almost immediately after that catch. He's down at the 30. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Now it's Prescott again. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Still working from the 30 as they line this up. 2nd and 10. Dak off the play fake. That's Lamb running the slant. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Dallas first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Yeah, here we go. There we're going to 53.
Play action, Prescott. And that's another one. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first points of this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
Move the chains. Got to move them chains. Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Might be able to start their game with a score here, Brock. This is 1st and goal.
Yeah.
Dak throwing again. And this is caught. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Well, no hesitations to start this one out, Brock. These guys came out slinging it. Seems like that's going to be what their offense leans on throughout this game.
Yep, don't see really any reason to get away from it as long as the results keep coming. The second drive, I think we'll all be watching that one. Will they mix in a little bit more run? Will they have to mix in more run, or could they continue to just shred this defense through the air?
Throwing again, Prescott. And that's brought in for 2, Brock. That's going to put him up 8-0. Oh, it's a favorite of NFL teams and armchair quarterbacks alike, partner. The quick slant. It is so tough to defend that close to the goal line, and this time it works for 2.
It sure is. It's one of those plays that I think Bart Starr was running in the 60s, that slant route. When you incorporate it with the threat of a fade as well, that's when it becomes so effective. But you get inside that DB, you show the quarterback your numbers, and it's almost automatic for a 2-point conversion.
His return starts at the 5. Shoots away from 1. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. So while they're in the huddle, partner, we've arrived at the end of our first quarter. 8-0 is our score. Back to AT&T Stadium in just a moment. Back and ready now for the second quarter. It's Cardinals football. They'll begin a new drive, 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
There's no question, Kate, the big plays down the seam or big tight ends, a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage, it gets good coverage, contested catches that really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
From the gun, it's Murray. He rolls to his right. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
The lack of points and the lack of yards have just gone hand in hand here in the first half, and they both really trace back to the same root cause, an inability to consistently find and exploit any opening in what's been a very sound defensive game plan. Once that quarterback broke the pocket, it kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit. Kate, you got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
The almost pick hasn't shaken their faith in this offense. They're leaving him out there. Here's 4th down. They are going to go. Here's Murray. Down the field. He's got Wilson. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. Wow, what a call. They wind up with 12 on 4th down. They pull off the conversion. Here's Murray, 1st and 10. Can't connect on the throw to his running back. That's an incomplete pass. Takes him to 2nd down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
2nd down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. Shotgun handoff to Connor. Stopped after a gain of 2. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Murray on 3rd down. Finds him over the middle. Great job rallying to the football. They get him down right at the marker. 4th down.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
So 2 minutes still to play in this first half, partner. Stay with us. More from AT&T Stadium coming up. The Cardinals deciding to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Jonathan Gannon ready to take this risk. They're going for it. 4th down. Here's Murray. It's caught by Wilson. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. How about 19 yards on 4th down, partner? And the call to go for it pays off. The first down carry for Connor. And he's only able to get back to the line. It's going to be 2nd down. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL. But it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
It's the connection to James Conner. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Give him 8 on that one. And it's going to give the Cardinals a first down. From the red zone now. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Caught just shy of the goal line. And in for the Arizona touchdown. The Cardinals get their first points of this game just before halftime. Marvin Harrison Jr. with the touchdown. Manage that clock beautifully. Down to the final moments, Brock, and they get the score just before halftime.
That doesn't change the theme of the halftime speech, but I guarantee you it adds some enthusiasm to the tone. That was awesome.
And he hits the extra points. A little surprised they wouldn't go for 2 in the tie, but at least he made it, so the lead falls to a single point.
Chad Ryland to kick off for Arizona.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Here's Kavontae Turpin on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
On the return, the Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 26.
They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything.
Here we go. 26.
He's back to throw. Into the hands of Pickett. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Just 2 seconds left in the half as we get a timeout. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime.
Yeah, here we go. I take 26.
One final shot before the half. He's trying to push the field. His final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half.
Chad Ryland to kick off for Arizona.
All set now for the kickoff. Ryland with the honors. On the return, here's Jalen Tolbert. This manages to get just beyond that 30-yard line.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kate. That just infuses everybody. A little more bounce in your step now, both in and out of the huddle. And you want to pay off your special teams that sets you up for success.
47. Here we go, go to 54, go to 54, line 8.
First and 10, here's Prescott. Completed over the middle. And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
First down. Yeah. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
47.
Prescott will look to throw. Down the field, he's got Lamb. And he's going to take this down to the 31 before he gets taken down. They get 23 on that one. And that'll be good for a Dallas first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Yeah, here we go. Like that line 8. 26.
They toss to Williams, headed right. Trying to make it happen, but no luck. This goes backwards on first down. Working quickly here.
Back at the 35-yard
line. Kill. Hey, kill.
Stacked to the air here. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
This defense, they had a plan. And they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Third and long, Prescott. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing fourth down.
Tendencies tend to show themselves, Kate, and really come to life on third downs. Right, they want to go to their best receiver. Defense knows it. They know that tendency. They double it, and they make the play.
Offense staying out there. Looks like they're going for it.
Yeah! Here we go. Kill.
Back to throw it. Looking slant route, complete. Did he get there? I don't think so. Yeah, the refs agree. He's marked short, and this is going to be a turnover on downs.
You know, these fourth down plays are all about trust. You lean into what you do best. Unfortunately, with the lack of execution, you're going to throw that one off the playlist.
Ready to start this drive with Connor. And he manages 6 yards to begin this one. We've got 2nd and 4.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity to play with whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. That was Kenny Clark on the tackle. 3rd and just 2 to go. Here he is on 3rd and short. This connects with Higgins. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10. Connor here from the gun. Give him a couple on that carry. 2nd down coming up.
Kenny Clark in on the stop. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. On the move, headed right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that sack may change the next play call as it sends him backwards ahead of third down. To the air on third and long. Complete beyond the marker. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless third quarter for us. It's Cardinals ball, and they could use a score. They come into the fourth trailing. The ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down. Straight ahead, it's Connor. He hits the lane perfectly for an 8-yard pickup. It's second down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2. Right back to Connor. They stop him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. Third down coming up. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
Down a score. They're going to go for this on fourth down. Desperation time here. He's got it to his running back. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. It's an 8-yard gain and a great call there on fourth down. Keeps this drive moving. First down now, ball at the 33. Connor on the inside give. And second down's going to be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. This play loses yards. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you called 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Offense to the line for second down. Operating from the gun. Here's Murray. Throw right side, and McBride has it. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Now to throw. He's got McBride complete. And he gets this forward to the 19. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first. Defenders in the area, they still make the connection, Brock. Almost looked like it was just another throw on the practice field.
Yeah, this is how you just develop that just trust factor, that connection. We see it with QBs and tight ends, and the best of them make it look easy.
They'll come up on 1st and 10. There's Connor off the pistol give. He's dropped a big stop and a big moment there, Brock. They could not afford to lose yards there. A momentary speed bump there on what has otherwise been a great drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
At the 20-yard line.
It's Connor again. And give him 9 on that run. Now they've got third down.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on third down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run it with Connor. And the run will not work. He is soft at the line. This is going to be 4th and short.
Like the final battle scene from the movie, Kate. 2 sides charging each other, and they beat right at that line. And they didn't have to drive backward. All they had to do was hold the line to go win that battle.
A 27-yard attempt.
That one is good! And they're going to take the lead inside the final minute.
I know that was a kick he could make in his sleep, but with the game on the line, He delivered.
All set now for the kickoff. Ryland with the honors. And it goes for a touchback, so time enough for one, maybe two final plays here.
20-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Yeah! Here we go. Wide, ain't it?
Back to throw. Finds a seam down the middle. And he gets this one up to the 40-yard line. So there's the timeout called, and we're going to see if they think there's enough time for 2 plays or just one last snap.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Only took them 1 play, Brock, and they have already made it to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, here we go. Right there. Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54. Wide, ain't it? Here we go. 46. 46. 46.
Here he is to throw. Trying to push deep downfield. And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock. Not on the same page with his tight end. And it sets up 2nd down.
We're going to 54. Wide, ain't it? Yeah! Here we go. Wide, ain't it? 26.
One final shot here. Getting out to his left. This is for the ball game. And this will not be caught, so their last chance heave to the end zone ends up on the ground. This game's over. So the Cardinals get to fly home as winners on the road. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cardinals as we say so long from Dallas.